And here we are. All right, folks. Checking the comments. I think we're live. James Mastro and me here at Guitar Bar in Jersey City. James, thank you for being my first guest here on Tuesday Night Live. This is really exciting.
Well, I'll thank you afterwards. We'll see how it goes.
It's going to go great.
All right.
Oh man, this is so. I want to make sure that we're going out to the people. If anybody's out there, I would like you to check in and say you can hear and see us. Can you hear and see us?
Hello.
Yes, I guess they can. Jim and Bob can hear and see us, and so we're doing what we're doing. So anyway, we'll start the show. This is great. So James, we're here at your Guitar Bar store, of course, and that's we don't have the it's the reverb on the guitars. That's all. But the this not the end of the story, but this you've come to this story after a long time.
Yeah.
You're don't want to be smoky about it, but like you're a highly accomplished musician. You've done more things than almost any other musician I know from being in a really an important 80s band, the Broncos, and then doing all the production work you've done, and then having these two stores, and among many other things. Anyway, I'm glad to hear your story.
Well,
can you do you mind
in 30 seconds or less?
I don't know. Just do the AI version of
okay. What can I say? I've always loved guitars and records, so somehow I managed to make a living out of that love. Started when I was 16 with my older brother. We had a band with two other friends in high school called Fast Car.
That's a good name.
Yeah, it was a good name. And it was really good because we would be calling clubs like CBGB's and Max's Kansas City to book gigs. And they'd be like, "Oh, from Boston?" And we'd be like, no, that's the Cars. We're Fast Car.
Okay.
This was like 1977 or so.
77. So you started a band because of like the Velvet Underground, or was it?
Velvets. There was a great little music scene out in Dover, New Jersey. Morris County, Lake Apacon, where I grew up. A great music store that was very nurturing to young punks, and so they kind of encouraged us, like, yeah, you could go out and play. And
kind of like, you'd have to say, kind of like the way the Guitar Bar is you have to admit that the Guitar Bar, through the lessons and being there, has nurtured Hoboken music, kept it going, and then 503 too.
Yeah.
So you're carrying on the you're doing the same thing in your town.
Yeah. Well,
sorry to interrupt. I want to please continue.
I'd
the story.
rather hear you talk. So, yeah, I feel very lucky that I met great people that were very encouraging at a young age. And my parents, as much as they didn't understand what me and my brother were doing, they let us do it. I was 16 going into the city to play CBGBs and Maxes. And, I don't think I would have let my kids do that.
I don't think so today.
And I don't think they were trying to get rid of me,
That's funny. So that's pretty young.
Yeah.
So how would you, and obviously that was a time of, the magic trolley's here.
Yeah.
The stuff's just starting to kick in, isn't
truck,
it? I can feel it. No, we're high on water here. But that's amazing because it was 18 drinking age.
It was, but at that age, it was easy to. At 16, you could look 18.
You definitely could. Yeah.
You would get a fake ID at Times Square.
And kids at 16 looked 18.
Yeah.
Then.
So it wasn't that hard, and if you weren't a jerk and weren't carried out drunk at the end of the night, you could get in.
That
the
sounds
next time.
Kind of similar to the story one of the stories that Mike told on stage at the Smithereens show about Pat's dad letting them take the car and go to the city. It's like, what the heck? I guess, they obviously you said you don't know why they supported you, but they must have really supported you or seen something. You know?
They did, you know. So I feel very lucky, you know, and yeah, it was the classic thing where I'd get home in time just to go to school, you know.
Is that how the bongos started? In Dover?
No, well, no, bongos were in Hoboken, but funnily enough, I knew all the guys before they knew each other, before they met. Like Rob and Frank, the rhythm section, were in a band out near Dover that we would play bills with. And then Richard Barone, I was playing with Richard Lloyd at the time at CBGB's, and Richard had just moved up from Florida, and he came up and introduced himself, and we both found out we loved T-Rex, and, you know, became friends. And
so you bonded over T-Rex.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a valid reason to bond.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
sure.
So you were playing with Richard right after television or during television?
Right after television.
Right after, right.
So, like, I think television broke up in 78, maybe 79, and
yeah.
I got the call. So.
Well, so I think it's a pretty obvious question. Like, what was the first song that you ever remember? I don't know. You ever remember learning on guitar? Or certainly, do you remember your first song that you ever wrote?
Well, I was a liar as a kid, you know. So at 8 years old, I was telling people, you know, yeah, I wrote this song, Chicka-Boom. There was a hip pop, you know, bubblegum hit.
Chicka-boom, chicka-boom,
Yeah.
Don't
I
you
was in
just...
third grade.
That was,
I was like, yeah.
what's some cartoon band?
Probably, you know. But
I loved that band,
Yeah.
whatever that was.
So I was
please,
like,
please
yeah,
let us.
I wrote
Here,
that
let's
song.
check it with the phone. Sorry to interrupt you, James. But so anyway, you told everyone that you had written it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so you really had the right kind of attitude toward how to succeed
I was
in the
putting
biz.
the horse before the cart before the horse, I guess.
It's like you should have definitely been a promoter. You know, I don't mean or anyway, that's pretty.
But me and my brother and I, we're writing songs, you know, together for our band. So that's kind of how we started, you know. And he would write lyrics, I'd write the music.
Oh, is that how it worked?
Yeah.
So you divided your tasks
Yeah.
right away.
Well, he was great. He was a poet, great lyricist, and so I learned a lot from him. You know.
Do you remember the first song you guys wrote?
It was called Spy, and it was about being in Dover, New Jersey, and taking the train into New York and walking around, and you know, and there is vinyl. I still have
cool.
tons of vinyl.
Oh,
that we pressed.
so your first song is on vinyl.
Yeah,
that's pretty impressive.
So if anyone wants it, reach out. I got a lot of them. So.
I'd like to have one.
Okay, you'll get one.
Well, what would you play for us?
None of those. None of those
play
old
a new
songs.
song or please.
I'll play a new song. This is from my latest record called Dawn of a New Era. And this was, it's the lead-off track, and I like the song a lot, and I like the video, and I was able to get Ian Hunter, my buddy, to be in the video, which surprised me. They said yes, you know, so it goes like this. Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. The Christians ate the lions. The crowd roared in silence. They sang the right words to the wrong song. And Congress argued all night to vote black into white. They wrote the right words to the wrong song. A young mother is alone, a young father's flown, sang her the right words to the wrong song. The melody goes like this. but the beat goes like that. You've heard the chorus before, and it keeps coming back. Some claim to walk on the water, then lead the lambs to the slaughter. They sing the right words to the wrong song. The lead singer at the mic wants so badly to be liked. He'll sing the right words to the wrong song. Like this, but the beat goes like that. You've heard the chorus before, and it keeps coming back. Ah, just stay with me tonight. I'll let you sing what you like, even the right words to the wrong. We'll sing the wrong words to the right. We'll sing the right words to the wrong song.
Awesome.
Yay.
You guys can
Where's
applaud.
the applause? Where's the...
We have a crowd tonight. Fantastic, James.
Thank you.
The right words to the wrong song.
That's it. And the fabulous Tammy Faye Starlight is also in the video. If
Oh, fantastic.
audience just walked in.
Well,
because,
Let's. This is the graphic. This is actually a poster, but it is the album.
That is the
album
album
cover. Dawn of a New Era. Fantastic, James.
Thank you.
We have folks. I hope I don't sound too jive. Fantastic, James. Now, next up. Thanks for coming, you guys. It's really helps a lot to have a crowd. And then the folks out there, you guys we're not alone anymore. Just you and me. It's not a hostage video anymore. And Jerry Fallow's watching. Yes, that is Gene the plumber. Anyway, so let's. So how did the bongos happen? Because that was your. I mean, did you have a band before the bongos?
Well, after the first band, Fast Car, my teenage band, and then from that I played with Richard Lloyd.
Well, that was before the bongos.
Yeah, that was like
Oh.
79, 80.
I didn't know that.
And so I'm on that Alchemy album, the first record he did. And that's kind of how, like I said before, how I met Richard. And then Richard and Frank and Rob met each other through an ad in the Village Voice.
Oh yeah.
And, they both called me up like, hey, we have a new band. And actually, I'm sorry, I'm jumping the gun. It was them, and then with also Glenn Morrow.
Oh right.
So that was the band A.
You're all living here.
Yeah, all in Hoboken. So I would come in and see them play at Maxwell's in the front room.
In the band A.
The band A.
Was Richard in that band?
Richard, all the three bongos, and Glenn. And then they both, they went their separate ways. And so Richard, Rob, and Frank formed the bongos. And I'd see them, and we would do shows together. And the
bongos were a three-piece.
Yeah.
Oh,
When they
I
started
see.
out, they were
Okay.
three-piece. And I would sit in with them when I could. And eventually, they just couldn't get rid of me.
Oh, okay. That's the way to do it. Just hang around.
That's what I do.
But you were there for Mambo Sun, right?
No.
Oh, so you weren't. So
I mean,
that's
I was hanging with them. I'm not on that first record.
Oh, it's the first record. Okay. Because that's the song that I remember from my Lawrence, Kansas KJHK days.
Yeah.
I think it would have been mid 80s, right?
Yeah.
Early 80s.
82.
82. So
81.
really early. Like
You were 3 years old.
I was 4 or 5
Years old, yeah.
feet tall, and I was 8 years old. No, but I definitely was not allowed to call myself a musician at that time.
I shouldn't have been.
So that amazes me though that you have records out then. So so anyway, so what was it like? I gotta ask, what was Hoboken like in the? Because I moved to Hoboken in '88,
Okay.
'89. It was changing every year. I know some folks are from Hoboken here in the room, but it changed every year. I was told, but I was told that it had changed really radically from the past. So
It did. You know, when I moved
the early
here
'80s.
in like late '79, '80, you know, pretty much right after high school. And it was kind of lawless. You know, it was, the way you'd get an apartment, you'd just walk around. And if you saw an empty window, you'd knock on the front door because the landlord always lived in the building and you'd just say how much, and, you know, but my first apartment, my share was $80 a month. So you didn't have to work too hard. You know, you could focus on playing guitar or doing nothing. Or a slice of pizza at Benny's was 25 cents.
Right.
And a glass of beer at the Elysian was 25 cents. So
Seems
that, you know,
unbelievable.
that was my diet for a year and a half. You know,
But that's a slice that you could cover your head
yeah,
with.
and you didn't have to, you know, again, you could focus on your art or your music or.
So when did Maxwell's start? Was it later? Much
No,
later.
Maxwell started, I think, like late '78 or '79.
Oh, really? That early? Then?
Yeah, I mean, for music, you know, it was a bar before that.
And Steve
but
Steve had it
the
as a
Fountains
bar
took it
before that?
over. Yeah, and they would do the bands in the front room.
On the front room.
Yeah, but they had that great back room that they just used for storage. So I think Richard and Rob and Frank kind of convinced Steve to like, hey, let's put a band back there and build a stage.
That's
So,
amazing that was not always the live room.
mhm.
You know, that place is certainly for me. I guess a lot of bands. That was the beginning and the end, kind of. I remember playing the last gig there, or
Yeah.
among those last gigs, and it was the first real gig I had.
Oh, really?
I would say that definitely it felt like a real gig.
Yeah. Well, they were. Those were, you know, you got to hand it to the owners of that place. You know, Steve and then later Todd and the other owners. You know, for really nurturing musicians and making it feel like home. You know, you
Yeah.
feed a musician. It's like a cat. They're not going away.
Sure.
You know, and that's why these bands, when they got bigger later, always came back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so.
Absolutely, you'd see tour buses parked there on 11th Street. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, you looked forward to playing Maxwell's. You know,
it was always the place. You're right. And when I lived in Queens, even we would often go to Maxwell's to see the shows because it would be easier to see the show, or
Yeah.
it would be sold out like the Fall
Right.
or the Mekons. You know, lots of other bands. I saw the Pixies at Maxwell's for the first time when they were just becoming big. But what was I going to ask, James? So you became a producer though, pretty early on, right?
Yes, Steve Fallon started Coyote Records, and
Right.
I think it was the first band, the Phosphines, who were great.
The Phosphines.
Yeah,
Who
they're
was that?
North Jersey band, just really kind of noisy in the Bush Tetra, like Gang of Four. And, you know, Steve asked me and Richard to produce it. So that's kind of how we got started.
Oh, so you first produced with Richard.
Yeah. And then Richard and I did a record together in between Bongos records called Nuts and Bolts, and we produced that. So it just kind of, you know, I was spending time in the studio and just kind of trying to soak up as much as I could.
So you guys decided at the same time that you could be producers.
I don't know if it's a decision, you know, it's like you just kind of do it and hopefully if, you know, people like your idea, then suddenly you're a producer, you know.
I guess
It's
so. It just seems like a really big leap, you know, to do it, and then certainly to become successful at it because you produced a lot of people.
Well,
And producing it's more. I mean, I can't be a producer, for example. And there's a lot to do to produce the record. to actually make it happen. You know,
You
That-
just delegate. You tell people what to do.
kind of if you're good at that. But so what was the first one you done on your own? Then?
Um, hmm. I don't remember. I don't remember.
Okay, fair enough. Not going to hold you to it. I just know that I've never produced any of my records or anyone else. I mean, I have, but I didn't really own it. I didn't say it on the record.
I mean, probably after the bongos, I had bands and I was producing that. So, and we were doing a lot of recording and stuff. So that was a good testing ground too, But bongos, we were always in the studio doing demos too. So,
Yeah.
So it was just, if we weren't playing live, we'd try and be in the studio. So.
Which, yeah, after a while, of course, you have to learn how to do it. Like I'm sure, after a
You
while
could do it.
but I'm not going to do it. But I mean, I'm sure I can.
I want you to produce my next record.
No. I'm not the guy for that. It's a really big decision to be a producer. But well, what's a good song, James, that we could play?
Let's do one of yours.
Well, do we know Wichita Lineman together? Is that's too many many?
It's been a while
Yeah,
for
it's a
me,
lot.
so. But if you start it, I'll.
I bet you'll do great.
Okay, I guess we're doing it.
I think we're doing it. Oh wait, I got to start at least from here on record the show. Forgot to record the show. That's it. I am a lineman for the county, and I drive the main road, searching in the sun for another overload. I hear you singing in the wires, I hear you through the wine, and the Wichita lineman is still on the line. You know I need a small vacation, but it don't look like rain. And if it snows that stretch down south, I'll never stand the strain. And I need you more than want you, and I want you for all time. And the Wichita lineman is still on the line. And I need you more than want you, and I want you for all time. And the Wichita lineman is still on the line. Still on the line. awesome.
Sorry about the solo.
James, there's no way you could be expected to
That's it.
not to do that. That was fantastic.
Can we do it again?
No, we can't. No, the folks loved it.
Sorry.
Tom Tiger says that is so badass, so that's very nice to hear that. Let's do the, if you guys like us that much, you can hit the tip jar. How do we do that?
There's a tip jar?
Well, you know, nobody really uses it, but we put it up there anyway. If I can never figure out how to do it. And then there's one of them, right? And there's the other one, see? But it's over James's face, so I don't want to put it up there too long. But that's those. You can take a screenshot, and I'll put them in the comments. This is technology. So James,
Yeah.
I turn down the reverb and ask you how and why you decided to open up a guitar shop.
Good question.
I mean, why I get, but it's like it's the how is it's a pretty big question.
You know, I always worked in guitar shops. Like when I was 15, I started working in guitar stores. So, two reasons. One, I got tired of going to New York for guitar strings, living in Hoboken, because there was no place to get anything. So totally selfish. But I had just come off a tour and had my second child, so I figured I need to have something to do when I'm not on the road, And I was on tour, I was always buying guitars, for me, if we had time off, I'd race to a pawn shop or a guitar shop and bring stuff back and either keep it or sell it to a friend. And the roadies hated me because, I'd start off with 2 guitars. By the end of a tour, I'd have 20, and they had to carry them all the time. So,
it was a good time to buy guitars, though.
It was. It was a good money way to kind of have something steady when I wasn't playing. And the guy who kind of inspired me to do it was Butch Hancock. If you know Butch, one of the best songwriters ever from Texas. And my band Health and Happiness Show, we toured with Butch. We opened and then we were his band, and it was a riot. It was great. But he had like a little gallery in Austin. And that's what he did. When he wasn't on tour, he'd work in his gallery or do shows. I was like, yeah, that's so smart.
Oh, he was a painter.
Artist, writer, just everything. And so that was kind of a good inspiration for me. Like, well, if another musician can do this, I could give it a try.
So you had enough stock to start a store?
Somewhat, and I borrowed some money, and I took a road trip down south and just kind of carpetbagged.
Oh, did you really? So you went shopping for stuff that looked like you could resell?
Pawn shops and stores I used
back
to buy
in the days
stuff.
that you could.
Yeah.
So what year did you start the guitar bar?
96.
So just the start of the internet, where
a little before eBay and all that.
Yeah,
so.
Where things would have been too leveled out.
So I did that, and half of my gear in the shop when we first opened came from the band Television. I was friends,
really?
obviously, with Richard Lloyd because I work with him, and Tom Verlaine, and those guys had so much gear. When they heard I was opening a shop, they were like, please come to our lockers. And so it was great, picking through stuff.
That must have been pretty amazing.
It was great on so many levels.
I remember when Television came to Lawrence, Kansas, he bought a guitar right before the gig. Somebody had a 60s white Jazz Master. And he played it on stage, and he just bought at the Richardson Music, I think. Yeah. Anyway, so how did that? Well, I mean, that's amazing. So that's how you started.
That's how we started.
And so now it's many years.
Coming up on 29.
29
if your math
years.
is good.
See, that's crazy.
That's totally crazy.
I mean, that's just it's so
But
amazing.
I'm
Think of all the kids that must come back after they've had lessons and they've started a band, right?
and,
They come back and visit.
or they've started working there.
Or they started working there, right?
Yeah, I mean, but I'm still my best customer. It's like, so it's kind of, it's it's dangerous. So.
Well, that's great that you at least you can have anything you want, basically.
Yeah.
There's certain guitars you can't buy, like a flame top Les Paul or something like
Right.
that. But well, then I gotta ask, like, who's the biggest star? Who's the coolest person that ever walked in your
You.
shop? Oh, come on, man. That wasn't
Applause,
fishing.
applause.
Like, did Iggy ever come in?
Who?
Iggy?
Never had Iggy.
Oh, yeah.
Had an eagle in there.
Whoa. And not
an
from the
early-
Eagles Lodge, which is a great lodge here.
Bernie Ledden.
Bernie Ledden. Yeah, that's cool.
Early. We've
Mudcrutch.
sold guitars to John Mellencamp, and
You have? Has John been in there?
he hasn't been in, but he saw something we had and he wanted it. So
I saw it online.
yeah, and
That's pretty cool.
Elliott Smith.
Elliott Smith, yeah, man.
Pretty much any of the bands that
Yeah.
played Maxwell's would
Sure.
come by.
Sonic Youth probably bought some guitars.
Tons, and Bob Mould, was there early on, and more of the punkers.
REM.
REM.
Those guys bought a lot of gear.
They did.
But of a certain type, like AC30s, I think Peter bought up all those things.
Yeah,
right?
I sold Pete a guitar not too long ago, but
Oh, you did? Yeah.
but yeah, so it's B-52s,
The B-52s.
so
That would be great to see a scrapbook of the receipts from those 29 years of the people you've sold to. It must be incredible. It's an incredible list.
I should have kept that. Yeah.
What song would you grace us with if you had the choice?
Well, I'm gonna do one.
And you do have the choice in this country at this time.
All right, I'll do this one. It's called My God, and this was the first video from the record. And this song, I'm gonna name drop a bit, but this song, when I was writing it, it just seemed so. I just couldn't tell if it was worth pursuing, It just seems so obvious to me, and I don't know. So, luckily, at this time when I first started working on it, I was also working a bit with Patti Smith. So I was like, okay, I'm going to send her this lyric and see what she thinks, And I was like, is this just too dumb, And she came back. She's like, no, it's finish it, She probably doesn't even remember that, but it was all I needed to kind of like get me through it, So here we go. Could be dumb. It could still be dumb.
No, it's beautiful.
My God doesn't fight wars, doesn't know what wars are for, thinks they're dumb if it hurts someone. My God isn't on TV telling you and selling me a better way. If I call today, my God doesn't want my vote, is not the great shining hope of left or right, just right or wrong. I guess your God must look like mine. If God is love and love is blind, I guess my God and yours are one, just different names under the sun. My God isn't east or west, north or south, worst or best. My God just is everywhere. My God isn't black or white, he or she gaze straight by. My God just is. I guess your God must look like mine. If God is love and love is blind, I guess my God and yours are one, just different names under the sun. My God doesn't fight in wars, doesn't know what wars are for. My God, your God, our God, no God. My God, your God, our God, no God. Thank you.
Well, it has to be that simple, you know. So the word dumb doesn't apply. No, it's a very unifying topic. So yeah, it's got to be very repetitive and to the point.
Well, thank you.
So
Yeah,
if you're gonna sing about God, it's got to
somebody's
you
God,
got to really simplify it. I think. I don't know.
In a way, it kind of pisses me off that I felt I had to write that song. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't have to write a song like that.
Well, I don't know.
It shouldn't be needed. You know.
Oh, I see. It shouldn't be needed, certainly, but that's a whole other area. Yeah, and there's a reason to write songs, though. It seems like, you know, even what am I trying to say?
Well,
so songs do just come out sometimes, and they you know they. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
well, I think they're therapy a lot. You know, for me, if I'm trying to work something out, you know, guitar is always there and it helps. You know, so.
Well, I suppose that's true. Yeah, I think that just playing guitar is you know, just actually picking up and playing guitar is a meditative thing. So, what else I want to ask you about, James? You know, you played with the great Ian Hunter for a long. Well, first I want to mention that I've told you this story, but I knew of you, of course, before you knew me because of the bongos. But when I moved here from Kansas, barefoot with
Hey,
big Yank overalls on,
hay in your mouth.
Yeah, you know, and I was like, man, I didn't know they had a building that many stories high. Pretty much like that. I pawned my guitar when I left Lawrence, Kansas, and I lost track of time, and so I lost it. It was a imitation J200, you know, a Japanese acoustic. But anyway, so I discovered this place, We Buy Guitars, on 48th Street. I had all these temp jobs, which I really enjoyed, but I'd take all of my money and I'd pay rent and then I'd go buy gear. So I remember going to your store, and you worked there. I just remember your face, you know, and you sold me a red, like 60s Mustang.
Oh wow!
And I was like, and I took it home, and I didn't like it. I can't believe how dumb I was. It just like somehow it needed to be set up or something.
Yeah.
so sad. I remember taking it back, and you sold me a white Strat, which I had for a long time.
Okay.
Anyway, and so just wanted you, that sort of.
Hey, the warranty's worn off. So if that's what you're leading up to.
But it was We Buy was like it was a real pawn shop vibe because everything was behind
Yeah, I mean,
plexi.
they were really kind of the first to do vintage guitars, you know, and used guitars. That was their thing. So I was in heaven. And same, you know, payday would come and I'd be like, okay, I'll take that, you know, because I lived in Hoboken and could eat pizza for 25 cents. So,
Yeah.
so all my money went to guitars or pedals, you know, so.
Which are great investments.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely. You know,
You hear that, people?
So speaking of guitars, this is a Hoboken Guild.
This Guild guitar was made in Hoboken, 1965.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No, not in the Neumann leather.
In the Newman. Yeah,
in the Newman leather factory.
That's where the Guild was there. I think from early '60s to 1970.
That's great.
Yeah, it's a great guitar, and it says Hoboken on the inside. So.
It's Hoboken, and yeah, they have a great chunky tone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Well, so what should we do here? What are the folks saying? Yes, Pat Denizio was a great guy. I don't want to throw you into it again, James, but I'm reading what folks are saying here. As James knows, years ago when I opened up for the Smithereens, I wrote a song about them, which I never really finished till recently, and
Something mountain.
it's called
right?
Heart Like a Mountain.
Yeah, you gonna do that?
And so yeah, I'd like to try to play that.
Do it.
You know,
I played it once with you, but
we played it once, and we were going to record it. We're still going to record it. I'd like to just record it, just to have it recorded.
Okay.
And to give it to the band and show it to the band. 'Cause I love those guys.
Great band, and they're still a great band. You know,
They're still great guys, and the song was inspired when I opened up for them at one of Jerry's last arts fests. Right, Marshall was singing with them, and Mike got up on the mic and started talking. Let me tell you about the old days. You know, we're just a band from the garage in Jersey, and Pat's dad would let us use his a Cadillac or a station wagon. Station wagon. We get all kinds of tickets, and it was just great. And they kept doing that, and now 40 years later, you know, they have all these great songs. You go to a Smithereens show, it's just like, oh, I know that one.
Right.
Oh, I know that one. Oh, that's them. You know, so anyway, I came away from that show with the feeling of writing a song about a band. It never happened before.
There we go.
And I don't even know if it's, again, it's like, I don't know if it's any good. But it's done. And it'll be recorded someday. And I think, well, let's play it. Let's do that. I got a heart like a mountain, dreams like a fountain, and I love so strong, there's no doubt, man. One day we had a dream, gonna start a band, Dennis, Mike, Jim and me. Dad gave us the garage. We're gonna make it to the top of the pops. I got a heart like a mountain, dreams like a fountain, and I love so strong, there's no doubt, man. Diamond up the one and nine, playing CBGB tonight. was years down the road, on another stage, radio, TV show. Road came to an end, but back in some garage it begins again. High like a mountain, I got a dream like a fountain, and a love so strong, there's no doubt there. I got a heart like a mountain, I got dreams like a fountain. Oh man, you just a crowd. Now that is a crowd.
Yeah. What a great crowd we had.
I love this crowd, man. Well, so that's good to get that song now out to
It's
the
a
world.
great song, Freddie.
That'll have to be.
Smithereens should record that song.
Well, that's a lot to ask, but I want to play it for them at least. So let's see what else I would want to, if I could interrogate James Mastro. What I want to know, but like, pretty obvious question to me. What made you want to expand up here? To the what was it?
Because I really don't like sleeping.
Is that what it was?
So,
Because
yeah.
just for the folks out there, like the one fan I have in Tokyo, it's like this is James' second shop. He has another one down in Hoboken. We're up here in the Jersey City Heights. But,
My friend Pete Martinez, who owns the Drum Den, at the time he was living up here and I was living up here. He's like, we should think about doing a store together. And I was like, great idea, So, and it was when we, things started changing up here a little bit, and so we found this space and just kind of, it's kind of nice. Again, I've got so many friends, musicians who like are in town for a little bit, then they have to go out on the road or whatever. So I've got friends working with me, in these shops, and it's kind of, it's a nice little family. It's
and I can buy strings, capos, chords right around the corner, and so I can't be
if
the
you know
only
the
one.
password, you could buy some other stuff too. So
Sure,
I'm
yeah,
kidding,
exactly.
Kidding, you can't do it. So.
But it's a real anchor. I know. I mean, it's just easy for me to say. I don't have to pay the bills every month, but it's a great thing to have.
Well,
in a town, it's not Guitar Center, and then without it, like, is there, where are you going to buy picks? Where are you going to buy strings?
We've managed to hang in and with a great staff, but also just great customers, and it's kind of, when I first opened this store, I didn't think I'd feel, I didn't expect to get close to so many strangers, who are now not strangers, and you're kind of forced to meet people that you normally wouldn't run into, and it's just makes you see the world in a different way, and it's kind of great.
Like I said earlier, it is kind of sounds like smoke, but like you're an essential anchor to the Hoboken, Jersey City music scene. From through 503 and through the shop and through all the stuff you produce.
Well,
and the anyway, so it's just really very. It's got to feel. You've got to feel good to hear that. It's true,
does.
man.
Thank you. But same with you.
I don't do. I do very little.
You're a fixture.
But I'm certainly a fixture. People can't even move me easily, and it can't move. I'm a working fixture. It can't move me easily or legally. But no, I mean that. I don't do that. I don't have the kind of relationship to music that you do. That I really super admire. and that's about the least smoky way I can say it. It's like, man, that's an amazing
Wow.
career. And so then my question is, of course, we are showing here again your most recent record from it's only 2 years, it's only a year ago,
Yeah, a little
a
over
year and a half.
Yeah, year and a half.
So you're still working it. It's
Yeah.
awesome. It's like a there's a Mott the Hoople kind of Bowie, and then kind of a Mott the Hoople Dylan sound
Oh, okay.
that I really like
Well,
about a lot of the songs.
Thanks.
And I know that you've worked with Ian, and
Mhm.
and it seems like and T-Rex and Mott the Hoople kind of had a similar vibe sometimes. So I could see being really
Yeah, I think
It,
Ian definitely took his lyrics more seriously, I think,
yeah.
than Bolan did. But I love T-Rex too. But I mean, when I was a kid, Mott the Hoople was my favorite band. You know, so
And then to play in his band.
so the fact that I ended up working with Ian for me was great, and I've been working with him for 25 years. So he's truly one of the best songwriters still and
And
lyricists.
easily the nicest guy in the business.
So I've had a master class. Just being around him. So he's a great guy.
So are you working with him on? Is doing a new
He's
record?
working on a new record, and so I was just up at his house the other day, and he was playing me some more stuff, and
Awesome.
so he just can't stop. So.
The few gigs I did with him, he was just clearly the most gentlemanly, nicest dude.
He's a dude.
He's a
That's what he
really
is.
nice guy.
He's a great dude.
I have to briefly tell the story of me opening up for you guys, and the first night was in Memphis,
Mhm.
and so the next day you were invited over to Sun Studios for a private tour.
Yeah.
Ian was, and so we got to tag along, and so we went to the Sun Studios Studio A. I guess we're the only one.
I think it's the only
It's
one.
the only one.
A to Z.
I think it's the studio,
Yeah.
and a lot of things happen. Mainly, we marveled at the fact that it's the same. If it's not the same, it's the same type of acoustic tile on the ceiling,
It sounded amazing, didn't it?
and the same linoleum, and the same control room glass.
Yeah.
That was all
I
amazing.
mean, it's
A lot of the same microphones. It's like,
Yeah.
what? Are you kidding me? So, oh yeah, it's probably one of those Shure mics they use. It's like, get out.
Yeah.
Anyway, but whoever it was Sam Phillips' grandson or something, anyway, maybe perhaps not even a relative, but the guy who ran the place pointed out this beat up little low console piano with a Bakelite top. I said, yeah, this is Jerry Lee's Great Balls of Fire piano. That's his favorite piano, and Ian went over there and started playing it. I remember saying, yes, no, not much of a piano, is it? And then Dennis, his player, went over there and just rocked that thing, just like dum 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 dum, and it's like, what do you say? Like, nothing wrong with that piano, boss. It was such a rock moment that I got to witness. Because Ian was kind of humbled by his, he wasn't in any way chasing. He was just kind of like, well, maybe it's not so bad.
Yeah. Well, that room just,
And
it
it
was a
sounded
magical
like that.
room.
It did, yeah.
And there's no reason why it should have when you looked at it. It was
It used to be a
nothing
dentist's
special.
office.
Yeah. But, and if you remember, we all picked up instruments and started playing it. It was like, oh my God. Like,
Yeah, well, it's good name drop. Yeah, your band, and then Steve Holly on drums. You picked the drum kit because the place had track sheets from last night's sessions.
Yeah.
And you could have used the Ampex 3-track and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think I picked up a guitar and just started, and then John, you. We started playing,
Yeah.
and of course the guy said, "Oh, it started spinning some yarn like, well, isn't that the way that Blue Moon of Kentucky started? They just started jamming, and then Sam came out. Anyway, it was a pretty heavy moment. You got to treat it that way.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, I'm glad to be able to talk about it like this, certainly in front of this lovely crowd, this beautiful audience, but to talk about it's music really is sort of a quasi I don't know. It's the only religion I have, you know. And I get scared of that sometimes. I don't want to take it too seriously.
Well,
But you know, because
when you're in the birthplace of something like that,
but then when you're there, you're like, this really is really, and you know, it really means something, and it influences how you act and how you feel. I don't know. It's just very heavy. So I believe in ghosts after that.
Well, actually, Ian wrote a song from that called Ghosts.
No, wait a minute. I must have known that.
Maybe
I don't.
not.
Maybe. Oh man. Oh my gosh. He really did write a song from
Yeah.
that incident.
Yeah. And it's called Ghost something. I can't remember.
Well, that's just too heavy. Then.
Yeah.
But that really did happen. I'm very proud to have been there for that weird moment. And so that's a real thing, you know. And going to the Country Music Hall of Fame, for example, and seeing all those guitars.
Yeah.
That's like
And the outfits, the
there's that-
rhinestones.
well, the rhinestone
We need
outfit.
to bring
Webb Pierce's
Hoboken,
Pontiac.
Jersey City definitely lacks in rhinestones. I think
I
that's where you come in.
they're very heavy. I loved it though when I first saw Mike Mills wearing nudie suits on stage. I was like, yeah, man, you know,
Go for it.
Go for it. You know, it looked great. It's an expensive move, and it's very hot. You know.
But the fashion benefits outweigh
Yeah.
any.
We saw Dwight a few months ago, and he was there. All the guys were sequined.
Yep.
There were different kinds of things. But well, so what should we leave the folks on, James? What's a good some nice beautiful cover that or a song of yours?
Well,
I'd like to leave it with a song of yours. That's what I'd like. A statement you would like to tell the two, you know,
Okay.
how you feel
and you
about
could
the
probably
world.
join in on this, and anyone at home with the guitar, it's D A and G, D A D G,
Okay.
back and forth.
DADG, got it.
All right.
Well, thanks for tuning in, folks, wherever you were tuning in from. And thanks to you guys. We're going to try to do this with an audience more often. Next week, I have next week, I'm with Roscoe Amble out at
great.
Cowboy Technical.
That'll be great.
So that's going to be fun. Thank you, James Mastro, for
Free,
being my
thank
first
you for
guest
having me. Thank
on
you.
Tuesday Night
And
Live.
what a great audience. Thank you.
Historic moments.
Well, thank you. So this is called River Runs Forever. Hey, you want to cape up? Hitch your saddle up and ride with a badge and a gun. Keep changing all the rules. That's how the West was won. By Indian takers, not Indian givers. River runs forever. I had a little Spanish girl. She let me into her heart. Love was like a tree, the winds grew apart. With a lightning crash, the branches severed. River runs forever. You're gonna have to face the judge for being the dope. You think you hang the whole jury 'cause you bought all the rope. You think you own the world, but you're not that clever. River runs forever. The winds will always blow, change will always call. And on the neck of a king, the axe will always fall. The biggest earthquake starts with a tremor. River runs forever. And if I get just one thing right for my time to go, I'm gonna saddle up and ride back to Mexico. I'm gonna find that Spanish girl, never leave her side, 'cause we've all made mistakes and I'm through making mine. We'll sit under that tree we planted years ago. This time we'll take the time and let it grow, 'cause we can't take it with us. We're not that clever. We could blow the whole thing up with a flick of a lever. River runs forever.
James Mastro.
Thank you.
Beautiful song. The river runs forever. The river does run forever. Thank you, my friends, for tuning in. We'll see you next week. This was a really great show. And we'll do it again, James.
All right, man.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.